October, Hamdok dissolved the previous cabinet on Sunday to form a more inclusive government. 2 ministers were selected from the military. Many are from the Forces for Freedom and Change, which led the protest that saw Omar al-Bashir ousted from power. The Prime Minister gave the role of Finance Minister to the veteran rebel leader and economist Gibril Ibrahim. And the United Nations Security Council are to meet on Tuesday to discuss Somalia's political uncertainty. Somalia's opposition has vowed not to recognize President Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo, whose term ended on Monday. It remains unclear when elections will be held. Talks between the federal government and regional states on how to proceed with elections collapsed on February 5th. To avoid a power vacuum, a parliamentary resolution passed last year allows the president and parliament to remain in office until successors are elected. The UN had called for dialogue among Somali leaders. The country had already missed the deadline to hold parliamentary elections in December 2020 because of persistent disputes between the federal government and some regional administrators. And the second impeachment trial of former United States President Donald Trump begins on Tuesday as Senate leaders agreed a rapid timetable. The former president is charged with inciting insurrection in a speech to supporters ahead of the deadly riot at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. Democrats say they have overwhelming evidence of his guilt, while his defense team claim rioters acted independently. Trump is the only U.S. president in history to have been impeached twice and one of only 3 to have been impeached at all. If convicted, he could be barred from holding office again. In a pre-trial statement released on Monday, Trump's lawyers argued the trial is unconstitutional because Trump has left office and is now a private citizen. The 9 impeachment managers, who are Democrats from the House of Representatives, that will lay out the case for prosecution, have disputed this, saying he should be accountable for actions as president. Both sides will have 4 hours to tackle their constitutional question on Tuesday, with a vote expected at the end of the day on whether to proceed. And the Netherlands is suspending all adoptions from abroad with immediate effect. This is coming after an official inquiry found many abuses. The abuses included coercing or paying birth mothers to give up children. The investigative committee found that Dutch government officials were aware of wrongdoing and that some were involved in abuses, though it did not find evidence of bribery. The investigation focused on the adoption of children from Bangladesh, Brazil, Colombia, Indonesia, and Sri Lanka from 1967 to 1998. Minister for Local Protection, Sander Dekker, said